Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and it's gas today. It's actually ages in relative terms since I last did a gas video. I meant to do them every 5 days or so to keep up, and I think it may be 8 days. I don't know, I must have just got carried away with the excitement of the other puzzles that we've been doing on the channel, many of which have been really good lately. Now, the first thing to say is thank you so much. As Simon's already said today, to everybody who has helped this channel reach 500,000 subscribers. The number is bonkers. The idea that there have at any stage been 500,000 different people prepared to subscribe to this channel is wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much to anybody who's been with us on the journey. And as Simon also pointed out, tomorrow is the 5th anniversary of the first time we did a Sudoku puzzle. And Emanuele sent us an email saying he'd looked back at that video. About 5 minutes in or so, Simon says, well, we will probably do another puzzle at some point. Or we will do this again at some point, but we'll certainly do some other puzzles. And he's not wrong. We have done many, many such puzzles, including 2 a day for the last 28 months, which seems like a ridiculously long time, but we're carrying on with that for now anyway. And the comments seem to indicate that the appetite is there, so we're delighted with that. And because the anniversary of our first Sudoku puzzle is tomorrow, I think we can say that we reached 500,000 subscribers within 5 years by a hair's breadth, and that's fine. So really pleased with that. I do want to say a very quick happy birthday, not to our first Sudoku puzzle for tomorrow, but to Andreas Amschler from Connie. She says, you're turning 32 tomorrow. You're a big fan of the channel, and that you might be impressed by a shout out from us. Well, I hope so, and I hope you get lots of cake. We won't be having cake tomorrow for the anniversary of that puzzle, but I would quite like some. Now, we are going to do gas puzzles today, and that's going to mean that I will run through all the rules in a moment. Now, first of all, 500,000 subscribers is the trigger for us to release a new set of puzzles on our app. So they're going to be free, over 20 puzzles, as Simon has said, from some of the most fantastic constructors. I can tell you the puzzles are literally epic. There are some absolutely genius puzzles there. You will love them. There's a wide variety of difficulty, and we will be giving some indication of difficulty. So you can just select the easier ones, or you can plunge straight in at the higher end. That's going to be entirely up to you. Now, that's coming up. We're also, you can check the links under the video for other things like the offer to get Cracking the Cryptic's Greatest Hits, our book, at a slightly reduced price. There is all of the apps that we already have released in the past, and Sven's Sudoku Pad, which is brilliant. There are links to Discord and Patreon, and of course to the catalogue of our puzzles and our merchandise. But they're all on the links under the video. The first few links, and there's 2 for each puzzle, will be to these 5 puzzles. There's 2 for each puzzle because one is in our software and the other is in F-puzzles because some people can't handle the tiny URL links. So that's why there are 2. Now, what have we got today? Oh, no, I shouldn't. I should try and read the Discord server's information. So Sam, for the first puzzle, which we see on the screen, said, if you've been around gas for a while, you might remember the infamous Quad Max saga from last year. I'm not sure I do. Today's variant is something of a little cousin to our version of Quad Max, but by no means lesser. In fact, today's gas is a greater Sudoku. Normal Sudoku rules apply. A number in a white circle indicates the larger of the 2 numbers it touches. So, for instance, the larger of these 2 numbers will be a 4. I think that's what that's saying. And there's a couple of, the times are given in a hidden form for 2 hats and 1 hat if you get the very quick or the quick times, and all other solvers will receive a related Rachasimosaurus. That's very difficult for me to say. So then we will go on to the puzzle from July 23rd by Phillips called Connect 4. The events in our lives happen in a sequence in time, but in their significance to ourselves, they find their own order. A quote from Eudora Welty. And Phillips says, today's gas features another close relative to the quad max family. It's a killer quad Renban Sudoku. Quad Renban, of course, being short for the Quadrisequitur Rene Bandana dynasty, the first, second, third, etc. of their name. Yeah, Philip loses me sometimes, and I don't know what this quad max saga was at all. But anyway, normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits in cages cannot repeat and must sum to the total given. The 4 digits surrounding a purple dot must form a non-repeating set of consecutive digits in some order. So that's like a Renban quad, I see. That's why it's a killer quad Renban. And the dinosaur is a quadrupedal Quinciosaurus, which I can barely pronounce or attempt to. So then we'll go on to the third puzzle, the only one by Clover in this set. Clover says, today's gas is an Auntie Renban anti-Renban. Along with Uncle Renban, she forms a distant branch of the Quadmax family tree. I've informed amateur genealogist Philip Newman, and you should expect more intriguing family connections to be unearthed soon. Normal Sudoku rules apply, and a cage may not contain any duplicated or consecutive digits. Oh, cages can't contain consecutive digits. For instance, if a 6 appears in a cage, then 5, 6, and 7 may not appear anywhere else in that cage. Wow, and the dinosaur is a consanguineous Coahuilaceratops. I thought if I gave a run at that one, I'd get it, and I didn't. Okay, then we go on to pirate Sudoku. Sam says, what's a pirate's favourite letter of the alphabet? You might think it's R, but their first love be the C. That's quite funny, actually, to me. Today's gas is a pirate Sudoku. Normal Sudoku rules apply, and each 5 in the grid can only be directly adjacent, vertically and horizontally, to numbers less than 5. So all of these numbers must be less than 5. Why is that a pirate Sudoku? Haven't a clue. And the dinosaur's a nautical Nothosaurus. And then finally, for the 5th puzzle, Philip says, how optimistic are you? Are you a third full or 2/3 empty sort of person? Today's gas is a classic Sudoku. It's called, yes, it's called a third full grid. And he says, I've left 2/3 of the puzzle empty for your solving pleasure. Normal Sudoku rules apply, and that's it. I take it this means that there are 27 givens in the puzzle. All other solvers in this case will receive a pessimistic Paludititan, if that's how to pronounce that. Not that my pronunciation of the dinosaurs is any guide to how they are really pronounced. Anyway, those are the 5 puzzles. I am finally going to get around to them now, so let's restart my clock on each one so I know my time. And ooh, that panel's changed. What's the option to keep time? Okay, I'm going to restart. And let's get cracking. Okay, so 2 is the biggest of 1 and 2. So there it is again. 1 and 2. Then that must be a 3. That must be a 4. That must be a 5. It's like a Clover puzzle. I have to start in the top left. That's either 3 or 4. That must be 1 or 2. This has to be 6, clearly. 5 is on this one. Don't know. Oh, along with 3 or 4 because of the 1, 2 having gone. That must be an 8. Then, okay, let's keep going down the grid. There's a 3 on this one. It's got to be there. That's got to be 1 or 2. This must be 5. This must be 6. These sequences are definitely useful. Now 3 is the biggest of those 2, so that must be 5, that must be 6, that must be 7. 4 is the biggest of those, so this must be 9. 6 is the biggest of those, which must be 4 and 6 given the column, so that's a 7. That's not 4, but there is a 4 on this one, so that goes there. There is a 6 on this one, and that's, the central 1 has meant that's a 2. Could have spotted that ages ago. That must be 4. 3, 5 pair there is fine. Now 3 and 2 here. Okay, so it's 2 there, 3 there. Then we can go round 4, 5, 6, 7. I bet it's 8 and then up to 9, but I can't prove that yet. Just for the circularity of it. That's a 2. I could have done that originally as well. Right, now that's a naked 8, given everything it sees. Then we can do 9 and 7 in the column. Oh, this sequence, I haven't dealt with that. That's a 3, because it can't be 1 or 2. So that's a 4, and that's an 8. And I think I've used all the clues in some way now. 1, 2, 3 are a sequence, a triple there. So 5 and 6 must be in these cells. Let's put 6 in them both and correct that to a 5. 2 has to be there by Sudoku. That's now a 1, 3 pair, which is obeying the rule. 8 there and a 7, 9 pair to go in the column. And that's a naked 9 with a 2, 4 pair left in the box. That's where 1 goes in the column. 3 and 9 makes that 7. Get a 4 there. This has become 9. That's a 7. 8 to finish the row. 9 and 8 have been done, so that's a 7, and this is getting very straightforward now, which is nice. 1 and 5 down here. I don't know the order, but I do for 9 and 6 up there. That's 8, that's 6. This is a 5, 7 pair. That's a naked 1 with 8 and 9 still to go. Then we get 3, 7 pair down here. That is going to unwind a lot of pairs, I think. No, it actually stopped. This must be where... Oh, it does actually. That's 6 has done that. Okay, 4, 2. This is where 8 goes. That's what I was about to say a moment ago. 5 and 9. 2 and 1 there. Looking up and down the column. Right, 2 and 3. So that fixes 2 and 1, which fixes 5, and a 1 in the corner to finish off. 3 minutes 50 seconds. Thank you, Sam. That's very approachable. And I'm sure I'll get the 2 hats for that, he said confidently. Right, then we can go on to Philips Connect 4. I didn't mention, by the way, that every time I say let's get cracking, you can get merch with that phrase on. Digits in cages cannot repeat and must sum to the total given. Oh yes, these are a set of consecutive digits in some order. Wow, how's that going to play out? Okay, let's go. So that's a 1, 2, 3, and that must have a 4 with it. Then we can place 8 in the box. That's a 9, 5 pair. Now these add up to 13, so that can't be 9 because it's in a string with them. So this group adds up to 18 and must be 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably not the sensible way to try and solve this. These add up to 8, so they can't be 1, 2, 5, or you couldn't put a joining number in there. So they're 1, 3, 4 with a 2 in there. Now these could be 2, 3, 4. Yes, they can't be 1, 3, 5 or 1, 2, 6. This is either 5 or 1, and I don't know which. This is a 9, 8, 7 set. So that's 6. Oh look, there's certain symmetry going on here. We can get 2 and 1, 5. That can't be 1. So now these add up to 22 and must be 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm getting a little better at the maths involved in that. Not a lot. These add up to 22 but can't have a 5 in. So they're 9, 7, 6. And that means that's an 8. These add up to 21. I bet they're 8, 7, 6. They can't be 9, 7, 5, and they can't be 9, 8, 4. Yes, they are 8, 7, 6. 6 is there. And that is a 5 or a 9. It's a 5 by Sudoku. 6, 9, that can't be 6. That's 6. That must be 2 in the column. 3, 4, 1. That is probably a naked 3 now. No, it could be 9. That's weird. Oh, 6. Okay, that's why I thought it could be a 9, and it can't. It is a naked 3. That's not a 3. The 3 in the column is there. That makes this in the cage a 4. That fixes 4 in the cage. That can't be 4, so 4 is here. 6 and 7. These cages are incredibly helpful when you find the keys to them. So that's a 2, 3 pair. What about this 7, 8, 9? No, that one's not so helpful. 8 there. 6 and 9. That must be 5 now. 7 there. We get a 2 in the middle of the row. That's going to put 2 down here by Sudoku. Much more importantly, we get a 7 there. 8, 9, 4, 2, 7, 3. This is 1, 5, 6 with 6 in the middle. Then I can do all of 2, 3, 9 there. Now, where should I be going next? 7, 8 is done. That does 9, 8. That is an 8 to complete the row. 3 I can put in, and 4, then 1 and 9. That deals with the 1, 4 pair. That's a naked 8. 5 and 7. 2, 8, 4. That's a 9. 1, 5 here, and that's going to resolve the pairs with the 2s in. That's a 7. This is a 6. 1, 3, 7. I can't. Oh yes, I can do 3. That must be a 5. Let's look along the rows. That's a 1. 1, 9, 4, 3, 6, 2. So 5, 8, 7. 1 in the center. 4 and 7 to place, and another time under 4 minutes. 3:52. Funnily enough, I could feel that was around the same time as the first puzzle, and it was within 2 seconds of it. Connect 4, because you have to connect 4 digits. Yes, interesting. Well, very interesting puzzle, and thanks to Philip for using the idea along with these 3-cell cages, which made it really relatively approachable. Okay, Anti-Renban, or rather Anti-Renban by Clover. Yes, there's no consecutive digits in the cages, and they're all different numbers. Okay, fascinating. Let's go. That has to be 7 and 9, because you can't use 1, 3, 4, or 6. This must use 1 and either 8 or 9, which can't be 8. I think these cages are incredibly easy to fill in, and I'm sure I'm going to pay for that level of hubris. 9 here, and then a low number that's not 2, so it's got to be 1. Okay, those 4-cell L cages were incredibly helpful. Now, this has got a 3 in, so it must have a 1, and the higher numbers can't have a 9, so they must be 8. No, 8 or 7 and 6 or 5. But it can't be 5, so it must be a 6, 8 pair. 7 there, 3 there, 7 in this column. Then I've got 2, 3, 4, so that's got to be a 2, 4 pair to avoid anything touching. This has got to, oh, you see, something's gone wrong. No, I can put a 9 in. Nothing has gone wrong, it's fine. That has to be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Because that's the only way you can possibly do this. So that's a 5, in fact. It sees all the other digits. Okay, so these are even. I'm not going to mark that. Actually, there's a lot of even cells around. Right, let's have a look at this. I could use 2, 5, 6, or 9. I can't use 2. So I've got to use 9 there, and either 5 or 6, which has to be 6 there. That's a 2, 5 pair that I can't resolve. This is 3 or 4. Can't be 3, so it's 4. Now, the rule's fascinating, actually. Now, looking at the central column, that's 2 or 8. I have no rules to help me with that. That's a 9 just by Sudoku. Feel like I ought to have all the 9s in the grid. Yes, I do. Good feeling. Okay, so how about 1s? Yes, I get a 1 there and a 1 in box 2. And one more 1. All the 1s in the grid are done. How about 3s? Yes, 3 and 7. Yes, that is the right way to look at it. I might carry on through the odd numbers because that seems to be working. Good pencil mark. Let's try 7s. There's another one. Got a lot of 7s in. That's the last one. Okay, and then 5s. Probably I can do 5s. Although there are fewer of those around, actually. Maybe I can't do 5s. Interesting. Okay, these digits are from 2, 4, 5. These ones are from 5, 6, 8. Gonna have to use these other cages at some point. This is even, and it can't be 6 or 8 or 4, so that's a 2. This is even, it can't be 2 or 4. Nor can that be a 4, so that's where 4 goes. Oh, that didn't really fix anything. 3, 7, 2, 1, 4, 9. That's 5 or 8. That's 5 or 8 as well. Oh, so the 6 in the column goes there. Right, that's working okay. These include a 6. That can't be a 2 in a box with a 1. Now it's 5 or 6. What's this going to be? Can't be 2, can't be 1, 2, 9 or 8, or 3, 6 or 7. That's going to be 5 or 4. So this pair has to be a 4, 6 pair to avoid being too touchy. That's 2 or 8. That's 5 or 8. Yeah, it's going to come down to these little 3-cell cages. I'm still going to have to do something there. That's a 4. 2, 6 pair. Oh, we get an 8 here. These are from 2, 5 and 6, aren't they? If they are, this must be a 2, 4, 6 cage. Yes, that works fine. Okay, that's what it is. 8, 5. This is going to clean up a lot of the ambiguities. So we should have a very clean grid after this. 4, 8. That's a 2, as long as I've got it right. 4, 8. We'll come back to that cage in a moment, I reckon. 6, 2. In fact, we'll probably fill in the cage and just have to check it off at the end. 2, 4, 2. That must be a 5. 2 and 6 are done. Ooh, okay. This. Oh no, look, we've got a deadly pattern, but it can't be an 8 because that's already in the cage. 4, 6, 8 is perfectly fair. There we go. Bit longer than the other two puzzles. 5 minutes 24. I'm guessing that's still a 2-hat time for a very interesting puzzle idea. So obviously, if all the digits are odd or even, the cages work. But there are other combinations, especially in the shorter ones, that are a bit harder to account for all of them. Right, we move on to Pirate Sudoku by Sam. 5 is only directly adjacent to numbers less than 5. Okay, let's go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 around that one, and these two can't be 1s. Also around this one. In fact, these can't be 1s or 3s. That one is a naked 2. That's a 4. This could be almost anything. Even when it's not a given 5, this rule is going to apply, which is fascinating, actually. So if I can find more 5s, there's a 5. Well, that rule has already been obeyed. There's another one. It's been obeyed for that as well. One of these is a 5, but it can't be here because that can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4. So it's there. That gives me a 5 here. There's an X-wing on 5s, but this can't be a 5 because that can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4. So that's all the 5s. Now I can probably fill in the 1, 2, 3s, and 4s. Yes, this is working quite nicely now. 4, that doesn't have to be a 1. These can't be 4s. Let's do this one. I need 2 or 3 here. That is a 3 though, so that's 2. That can't be 2. I'm just trying not to fall into the trap of assuming there must be 1, 2, 3, 4 around each 5. Because that's not mandated by the rules. That is 1 or 3. This is 1 or 2. I'm very good at falling into traps. That must be a 1. This is 3 or 4. Now, that's a 2. Okay, that's all done. That must be a 3 now, and that's not. 9 and 1. Filling in numbers that aren't 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 feels a bit weird suddenly. 9 there. 3 there. 6 and 8 in column 3. That's a 4-9 pair that I can't resolve. That can't be 3 anymore. So 4. That's not 4. I will be checking at the end to see whether every 5 is surrounded by 1 each of 1, 2, 3, 4. I know that one isn't, so I was right not to believe in that entirely. 1, 6, 4, 5, 2, 3 there. An 8, 9 pair. That's a 2. A 6, 7 pair. 1, 8, 9 over here. I know the 1, but I don't know the 8, 9. Ah, that's become a 9. 7, 6 at the top. I've got a 6, 7 pair down the middle column, so that's 8 or 9. That is a 2 by Sudoku. The only place for a 2 in the box. 2, 1, 5, 3, 4. Ooh, just scratching around now. Where's 7 in that column? I don't know. 9's in one of those two. 6 must be in one of those two. I shouldn't have been using that style of pencil marking, but I can place 3 there. So that fixes 1 and 3. I don't know about 8 and 7, so I'm going to put them in all of them as possibles. Right, 7, 8, 9 here. So this is a naked 6. That's 8 or 9. This must be 6 as well. That doesn't mean I can do all the remaining 6s as far as I can see. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay, one of those two is 9 in the row, so that's not a 9. Oh, that's an 8, 9 pair. Yes, so that's 7. Right, so that thing I found was very helpful. 8, 9, let's finish the columns. 8, 9 there. Now, 8 comes out of those two, so it's a 7, 9 pair. So 7 comes out of those. 8 and 7 over there are done now. What does that do for me here? Oh, that's become an 8. That's what it does. 9 there. 8, 9. That makes this 7. That fixes the 6, 7 pairs. And then there's just 6 and 8 to finish off. What a nice puzzle. Just under 5 minutes again. Again, feeling pretty confident. I'm on 2 hats a puzzle as we go to the last, which is making a decent string of puzzles if that's the case. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Let's restart. Okay, this is classic, of course. So I have to try and remember how to do classic puzzles because I don't do that many of them anymore. 1, 7 there. That's a 3, 9 pair. Up the central column. Ooh, there's only one place for 1, then 1 for 9, and a 4, 6 at the ends. Now that 1, no, that hasn't fixed. Yeah, hang on, that's a 1, so that's a 1, but then I'm left with an X-wing. 5, 6, 2, 4, 9. Okay, that's a 9 by Sudoku, which is interesting. 9, 1, 8, 7. So this is a 6, 2 pair at the top. This is a 3, 4, 5 triple. 6, 2. Can't finish that one off. That can't be 3 then. Let's mark that. We get a 6 there by Sudoku. 5, only place in the column. That lets me do 8 and 7. That feels like it's opening up some floodgates. 4 there, 3, 9. That box is finished. 2, 6. As I've occasionally remarked, finishing a first full box in a classic Sudoku feels like you really are getting towards the end of it. And I say that in the full knowledge that I would grind to a halt as soon as I said it, and it happened. Come on, think. 3942, 8 is over that side. One of these is a 1. I knew that before. 9 goes there. 2 goes here. 8's in one of those 2, so it must be up here. That gives me 8 in the corner. 7 there. 3 here, and a 2-5 pair still to resolve. In the column, that 3 gave me a 3 over here. Then this is an 8-6 pair. Yes, it is. Then I can do 7, 4. 2 easy numbers in the first column to finish off. 7, 6, 1 now. 5 there, 4 there. 5 must go here in the box. 2 and 6. What have we got across the bottom? 7 and 8. That gives me 1 and 6. That's done my X-wing of 1s. Now that's a 2. This is a 4. I'm going to have to do one of these columns first. Oh, this is weird. That's a deadly pattern, and that's horrible because in a classic, that means I've got something wrong. Oh no, now I have to try and find out what I've got wrong. You cannot get left with a pattern like that in a classic because it could resolve either way. I've got 2 5s in this column. Okay, so that should be a 4. That should be a 5. Must have done some mistyping there. Let's remove those silly pencil marks. This becomes a 5. And now I think it will work. And I don't think I lost too much time. I think that's right. Wow. So it's still under 3.5 minutes, despite slapping an error in up there somehow. Must have just written those the wrong way round when I was finishing that box or something. Ugh. Numpty. But it didn't cost, I think that cost me about 20 seconds, which is in some ways a real fluke to find the error quickly. I mean, I suppose I could see that there were 2 5s in that column. I could presumably have seen there were 2 4s in that one. And apart from that, there was no other way of telling what I'd done wrong. So it's good to spot those quickly. And lucky that the place where I spotted the problem is where it resolved. So there we go. That is 5 puzzles, a little bit of a roller coaster there, but all done fairly quickly in the end. I'm happy with those times. I may well do the next gas puzzle fairly soon, because if I was to try and keep up the pace from the last time I did one, it should probably be in 2 days, but it'll be in 2 or 3 days, I reckon, from now, because I do enjoy them. I do want to stay no more than a month behind when they publish them in the Daily Puzzles channel of the Discord server, which is where you can find them earlier. But as it is, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel, getting us to 500,000 incredible scenes, and hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.